so many times without changing it up. They purely used it to break Ice Wall and break Orissa's shield, in which case Angry Titans are very happy to be like, okay, but there's a lot of architecture on this map that we can just walk behind and say bye-bye.
And bye-bye to your playoff hopes. If this map goes the way of AT, they're going to be on the defense first, so it's Young and Beautiful to set the tempo on their offense. They come running out the gates and nearly blank. We're seeing a GOATS composition come out for AT, but it's the somber
chance.
And Young and Beautiful, they're keeping over to something more familiar as we've seen in the latter half of this season.
Yeah, Young and Beautiful, they're considering it. Do they go over to that 3-3 one last time?
There's a Reinhardt.
There's a
Zarya. They're going to keep with the somber flavor of GOATS, which has been quite common for a lot of European teams this season.
Oh, Jonah's sticking on the Widowmaker, though. So what we do have here is a small lack of healing, but they will switch it up. You're going to have that triple DPS coming through. So they're going to go for a little bit of overwhelming spam to just throw at Super Pluke.
But most importantly, while we come to a quick pause at the mic now, we can see that Yickwids has gone over to this Pharah. So he is going to be able to play this more comfortable pick for him, especially in the first stages of this map. But as we alluded to, it becomes problematic as the map progresses.
Yeah, because with point A, point B, so much verticality to play around with. Then on point C, you've got a roof over your head, quite literally. So you're going to be banging.
The sky is no longer the limit.
Exactly. So no more Infinity and Beyond for you at all, but there is a skybox here, so there's no Infinity at all.
And AT are paying Young and Beautiful the respect that the Pharah is commanding right now. They're playing inside the cafe and trying to use that terrain and the cover, and Yickwids kind of ensnared him in a trap there. They had that forward operating base right now of Erky and Kevster, and as soon as Yickwids came into their domain, they closed the trap behind him and got the kill.
They did, yeah, and it worked extremely well because they corralled him into a position where just the tip of the laser gets him. So takes him out of the picture very, very quickly. Young and Beautiful haven't accrued much percentage whatsoever, Tridd. And a hack coming through.
Yeah, drop out of the sky and immediately going to have that translocator bring him back into the safety of his team. KSA taking a nap, and he's already shut down, so nice little beat down there from Fat. The high ground will still be commanded by AT. They have to take cover because you see a very aggressive Jonah on the Hanzo trying to challenge this back line. He will retreat back to the cover of Crandot's forward shield, who's getting very close to that supercharger.
That's what they need, though, Tridd, to break through the defenses of Angry Titans. But Brucean, let's look at this guy. Coming up towards that EMP. Throughout the season, though, he has had some off ones, but also some massive ones, too. So that's what we're looking for here to combo with a grab.
Flip the coin. What side will it land? Is it heads? Is he going to call it as that? Is it tails? What's going to happen? Dragon Strike coming through Erky, but he's holding back into it. That was big from Crandot to make that happen. And they're going to commit the grab on the back line. Who's been found out? He's got so much energy. He's dealing enough damage to the Pharah in the sky. There's that hack on the Jonah. He's not going to be able to leap anywhere. AT will try and sit on this EMP that Brucean has. Yickwids finding a double while he's being boosted with the damage, but you've still got tank presence on the point from AT.
I mean, Kevster, he's playing the Sinatra method to a T there, getting on the high ground all the time. Erky comes back. He's still going.
Was that a max range rocket flail whip to take him out of the sky there? That was pretty big. It's going to be slow for AT. They're getting bodies here, but Young and Beautiful took control of the point. We're now into 2/3 of the pie. They're going to have to challenge, and Hooney's trying to stop that from happening with the sound wave, but Super Pluke will get down, get that armor pack early, and now he's being amped on the healing for this challenge.
Really big thing here, though, is the rally, a massive ultimate that you can use to re-engage with.
And he's sitting on that Earth Shadow right now. He's waiting for his shield to crack, but he's hacked out of it by the EMP. Not going to have the opportunity. Bruce has made the switch over to the Diva. The kills are coming in because he found Jonah already, and now they're free from the hack. The firewall has been put back up, and now AT will have ults in the board to deflect Young and Beautiful's final attack.
And not much at all on the board for Young and Beautiful to do anything. Really, all the pins have been taken out where ultimates remained. Angry Titans, they've got an Earth Shatter, a Sound Barrier. They can aggressively push this one, and a Kevster is looking for an easy pick in the back line.
And A-Fox is going to juice them all up with the nano boost that he has in his pocket. And until Erky goes down. This is the saving grace for Young and Beautiful. They can just follow through. And now with Pluke being hacked, he has no shield, but the nano boost will beat his shield as he walks forward. The hack's about to expire. Kevs is in the back line. Shatter through the shield. The Fortify will keep him up. He has to put it up to stay alive as the sound barrier will reinvigorate AT in this final fight.
They will put up or shut up here, Tridd. Young and Beautiful, they lock down the supercharger. Two massive ults coming online.
Kevster, where's he going? Doesn't find the stick. Erky comes in with the uppercut into Jonah and Knocks him for 6 as they jump onto the back line. Crandop feeling the pellets, but he has to do the dance. The tango around his deployable cover. The kills are coming in for AT. Young and Beautiful aren't spawning back onto the point fast enough. And now Yickwids has gone down. The Dragons will just celebrate and illuminate the sky. It's not a full hold, but Young and Beautiful will not meet the escort section of this map.
Again, you've got to give it to the Angry Titans here. This is looking very much like the Season 1 Angry Titans that we saw before. It's taken them a little bit of time, sure, to adjust to the new meta, which I will have to do again, bear in mind. But they look really, really good here.
That's like the fine print.
Ignore. But Young and Beautiful, they've really not been able to make much headway at all, and they were the one to choose the attacking.
Urky, look at this man. He just comes in on the Doomfist, rocket punch into the uppercut, and then deals with a secondary support as well. He's big plays there on the Doomfist, the hero we don't usually see outside of these panic moments.
One thing we have to talk about as well, like towards the beginning of that fight, was the pick from Brewster. Brewster onto Jonah there, really towards the beginning. And that's something that I was talking about on Busan, where we were seeing Brewster do some stuff in the back, and now we're actually seeing it visibly in the kill feed. Because he did that, the EMP came through, there was no Storm Arrow to lock the headshots down onto the Reinhardt, who had no shield, which would have potentially taken him out of the picture. Many hypotheticals, but that could have gone another way.
Yeah, but you saw the reaction that happened from AT to make that happen. So first things first, we'll just play out. We'll just do a little bit of vocal recap here. Reinhardt walks forward, has the Earth Shatter available, hacked up, immediately takes cover because he's having too much attention. He's got nothing to block it. Nano boost. Goes in so he can walk back out with the safety, knowing he's got the pocket from his armor. And then he tries the challenge, drops the Earth Shatter, goes down low as well, but he's unhacked, so he can get the shield back up. But that's not enough. He needed the sound barrier committed to keep him in the fight as well. So much thrown into that one player.
Big meat shield there. The rectangle boy doing exactly what
the
he needed to do.
Rectangle boy? What
for
are you
Angry
talking
Titans.
about?
It's got a big rectangle.
Yeah, I know, Blank. I can do shapes. Technically, it's an oblong.
Oh, fair enough. Well, I can't do shapes, apparently. Young and Beautiful, they will be on the defense here. Jonah with the Ash and Yickwids with the Junkrat too. So a massive amount of spam coming through here, looking to shut down Angry Titans early in the choke.
I love what AFox does there. He holds the angle, thinking someone will challenge him after he's already peeked there. And so he's just going to fire and have that Storm Arrow ready. Lets it expire. Okay, needs to be very careful. The DM was there to eat some of the damage, but not all of it.
No. Jonah gets an easy pick onto AFox, right? He gets locked down with the hook, so it's just a cheeky headshot afterwards. You see everyone else assisting that one too, so they made sure that went through. But in the meantime, Angry Titans have made their way through the choke, which is the hardest thing for them to do, and now they can maintain the high ground.
Yeah, why not? You can just walk up there and take it. Young and Beautiful have conceded it. There's the hole over the cover, but not enough damage to find a kill. So this will slow down the fight a little bit more, and the onus is on AT to pull the trigger or for Yab to get a pick.
Indeed. And now Angry Titans have spent a lot of time getting positioned, so if it does not go well for them here, you can definitely say that this defense is going fairly well for Young and Beautiful with 2 minutes 35 on the clock currently. Angry Titans have yet to really do anything.
Halt.
Never mind.
Brewston sweeps in with the rockets, and Kevster follows up onto Jonah. Now they're holding the angle. They want to see anyone. Won't find the pick to stop Jonah from being rezzed back into the fight. But Yickwids has been stunned up, and Kevster, it doesn't matter to him. No resurrection for FD God, because not only does he have it on cooldown, he's also dead. AT walking onto the point, dominating Young and Beautiful as Kevster dominates the kill feed. Brewston taking out Crandop. The fast switches are coming in for Yab as the progress continues to accrue. No one's in range. AT take it with a 3-1 scoreline. And guess what? Morning Stars are in playoffs.
It's crazy, lads. We're in a world where Morning Stars have made it in, and you can be sure that they will be cheering. It's also wonderful to see, finally, Kevster back from overseas, and he is holding them underneath the water too at this point.
Such a macabre image, Blank.
Very
Why
macabre.
did you have to go there,
I'm
bud?
sorry, but it's true. Kevster is really oppressive in this series so far.
Series is still maintaining the speed record, or the speed run record. Are we going for a world record? Map number 4. It's pride on the line for Young and Beautiful. And hopefully they'll be able to tie it back up and bring themselves at least a map win here. We're going to go to a break. When we come back, map number 4 coming on your screens. Young and Beautiful, they're handing out cease and desist right now. They want Angry Titans to just please stop. Because this has been incredibly fast. And we know both of these teams have had a lot of roster changes, which can excuse a lot of the unforced errors that are coming in from not just Young and Beautiful, but you can spot it in AT. It's just they're not making as many as Young and Beautiful.
No.
And that's what's warranting what appears to be such a dominant series.
Also, really what you're seeing from AT, and it's really nice to see that the team has started to mesh in a big way, is that when a mistake does happen, there is at least 4 other people like, we're going to solve this together.
Okay, you're off right now. Who's on the clock right now? Okay, okay, so I'm going to check out my shift. Do you want to just... You're now on duty to be the resident carry.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and finish all the work you left on my desk. I don't really like you that much, but I respect you. I respect
it.
AT, now they're just basically doing the victory lap at this point.
Love this map.
It's a beautiful map.
Love it so
With
much.
no doubt. But AT, they're doing the victory lap, Blank. They've already done the deal. They've won the series. Young and Beautiful, they are not going to be joining us in playoffs, so back down to trials they go, but then we'll also probably see them back in Contenders next season anyway.
Yeah, the cockroaches will be back.
And I will explain that, because if you weren't here at the beginning of the season, that's how we kind of explained Young and Beautiful. It's that it sounds bad, but it's true. Like they're
lovable.
You can shoot them, you can beat them with a hammer, you can squish them, you can nuke them, but they still survive. They still persevere, and they come back, bringing us a whole load of fresh talent to then supply the rest of Contenders, because they're so good at taking these chances, finding these stars, and then other teams, they go, I'm going to put you in our roster, and we're going to make something special.
Well, let's just take a look at this. Angry Titans, Bruceson.
Yeah.
Then you see off onto British Hurricane,
Molf.
Molfig. Like, they have already done a great job at supplying some talent, and you've got to give credit to the coaching staff. David has done a wonderful job with all these players.
Yeah.
He calls it his little family, and no doubt it absolutely is. These guys are real good friends.
And you have to remember, like, the path to pro is walked by players, not teams. So the fact that we see this mobility from an organization that is a group of friends that are doing it for the love of the game, to then run into positions where they can be paid a salary, they can have this additional support, is fantastic, and that's what the path to pro is all about. And Young and Beautiful, they facilitate that one. Urki, now in the skies on the Farah, as AT will move on to the offense, and they're looking to crack open Young and Beautiful's full hold.
The Eagle. Getting ready to swoop down here, Tridd. Young and Beautiful, KSA, currently sleeping. And then comes the anti-nade, which will stop this push for a short while until Jonah finds a nice little pick there. That's a lot of healing now removed from the team of Angry Titans. They're going to have to take some big off angles, or at least be careful.
They're going to have to be careful, but ultimately it's not a marathon that AFOX needs to run to get back to his team. It's spawn room's right there. The payload's not even moved yet. So they're going to keep on challenging. Outside the Immortality field, as KSA goes really aggressive here. Yikwit will take Urki out the sky, but they've not been able to do anything about this Orisa. They're surrounding Pluke, but he dances around long enough. FD God will put him down with the Burst Fire Rifle. And Young and Beautiful are now going to get this payload in motion.
Fat's like, okay, I need to go. Urki's like, me next. Angry Titans can now probably set up around this corner. There's like quite a few cars here, which are surprisingly do not ever get destroyed and make for great cover somehow.
It turns out I got the sides wrong, Blank.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, AFOX, I really hoped you would have corrected me on that one, but AFOX, he is running a marathon. There's quite a bit of spawn distance if you're a defender.
I thought to myself, well, he's going to find out eventually, so I'll just leave him to it.
Yikwit's now going to be firing through that Ant Matrix. Storm Arrow is going to be doing so much damage right there, and he's got the Dragon Strike ready to go. Should AT try and challenge them?
Which they won't. Jonah's doing an excellent job so far. Kevster really being the hero for Angry Titans.
Oh, hello, what's
finally, Jonah's starting to light up in the kill feed.
That was 2 ults pumped right there into Urki, and Young and Beautiful were able to shut that down, and Yikwit's just coming in with a Storm Arrow. Bang, bang, bang. Takes him out.
Yeah, bibbidi bop, you're dumb. Now Angry Titans. They're going to set up inside here, which means that really, there's not going to be no more of this Pharah. And there is actually a really obnoxious little chokehold here where you can go inside just underneath where Yickwids is now and find some really good cover, which you can play around with that concave shield from the Orisa. And then provide basically a great little hold for yourself, which is why you can see Young and Beautiful trying to push them back as far as possible to stop Angry Titans from setting up there early.
There's a mistake he could punish there, dropping a shield on top of the sleeping Jonah to stop keeping him alive. Then AT would have taken a little bit more aggressive. They would have had that cover off cooldown. But you know what's not on? You know what's off cooldown now, Blank? Dragon Strike. Just going to fly through them. Not going to find a kill. There's the whole hook. Now the Out Matrix opened up again. I like what FD God's doing to it now. He's fixed the mistake of Paris, and Super Fluke couldn't take cover because of the hook, so Huni will find him with the self-destruct.
That Diva Bomb does 1,000 damage when you're close range.
Yeah.
Sure, he got the Nano Boost, which gives 50% damage reduction, but it doesn't stack on top of the Fortify, so he is going to die to it.
While you're giving us a masterclass on maths, Blank, Jonah and Yickwids, they're giving us a masterclass on DPS right now.
Yeah.
Slapping AT to the curb. And now it's their turn to speed run through point B.
It is. They are making this very quick. But we all know, here on Havana Point C, the fortress, quite literally a bloody fortress, very hard to get through. It's like where most teams make their last stand.
Jonah, just rattled right now.
Yeah.
Because at the speed he was going, his brain definitely hit the inside of his skull. With that hook just being dragged into AT, who will now try and slow down AT's momentum and try and set up outside this alcove. Another pick, bring KSA into the fight. There's the Dragons cutting through. They're already low HP, so they cannot stay in there for too long, as they will part the White Sea. And Super Fluke, he's going to say hello to that as he's taking a dip off the side of the map.
That was a real long whole hog push that he got through there. Out comes Amplification Matrix, actually making this quite easy to take down the backline, but it will be Young and Beautiful still holding on for the time being, Tridd.
Fox at the back on the nice little Hanzo. We'll take a few shots. There's the Halt. Pulls one up. No Halt. No hook. No damage. They'll be fine for now. They're burning through the time bank, and the supercharger will help them do that even more. Tell Elias, Crandop dropping down his, as he will try and break the chokehold that AT have. Kevster pops the Infrasites, and immediately he's going to be turning off the lights as Yickwids takes him out. That has to burn the res onto Pluke to bring him back, but he's just stalling time right now. I don't know if that was the play, because you're not going to have a coordinated defense here, because KSA is on a rampage.
Really is right now, Tridd, and they're going to stop them here. Obviously, it's going to take a little while. There are some beefy members on the point currently, but now we come up to that danger zone right underneath this arch. Well, that's actually a cheeky hook there. Gives you a little bit of left side elevation.
I know these are professional players in Tier 2 Overwatch, but I was really hoping that Jonah actually hooked off the map there. I looked at the angle and I was like, is he just hooked himself off the map? No, he knows what he's doing. He comes back. Kevster takes out Yickwids. Holding this weird sideline here, stopping anyone aggressing outside the actual fortress, as now it's going to be walked in. Over the top. Rudy going up high. He fights two. Kevster and A-Fox being dropped off, as AT will now look to set up with 4 members. They bring in a 5th. Turns out it's Secret Agent KSA on the flank, who's now been pinned in the corner. Huni has to come round to try and save him. DM summoned a whole hog to get him out of there, as the Dragon Strike will cross paths, but no kills to be found apart from KSA.
One thing that we saw early on in the season, and something we praised Urki for, is just the way that he gets these angular walls down, and you saw it there. He blocked off the rest of the team who were coming in to capitalize on that wonderful Diva Bomb, but they were blocked out entirely because by the time they'd walked all the way down the corridor, they had to walk all the way back out again because of a really well-placed wall into a shield on the end of it. So just basically locked Bruce in and was like, look, Bruce, we're going to keep you safe, but we have to put you in jail for a short while.
Just, we can't give you probation on this one, mate. Unfortunately, you're serving time. Kevster gives the death penalty over to Yickwids, takes him off the map. And now we'll be shooting over into Huni, who takes a dink, but he's in a mech. He's got a lot of HP. He'll survive. As A-Fox will then take out KSA, going down with the whole hog. He's actually had 2 deaths without using that ultimate yet. Not found the optimal time for it.
I think with the whole hog, you really just got to try and get as much use out of it as possible. Because if you're not using it here to break shield, open up opportunities for your DPS, who really are the ones who are going to be doing the work, right, Tridd? It's just getting more and more stale in the pocket.
Let's freshen up a little bit, Flank. 50 seconds remaining Young and Beautiful, they're going to freshen up their comp. They're going to make some changes right now because they want to get this completion. And they've got, maybe, right now, one last attempt to do it, assuming that no one gets staggered hard here or picked early in this fight. Kevster taking out Jonah. That's disastrous. But they're in a position where Yab can actually take it slow and try and recover. But they keep finding picks. Kevster finding his third right now. Young and Beautiful, they're in disarray. They need to take cover. They need to stop hemorrhaging and get a reset because 20 seconds are on the clock.
This is terrible. Kevster having such a great time there. Jonah does get the pick, but a re-res will come through here, Tridd. 10 seconds now remaining, and no ultimates on board for Young and Beautiful.
Someone has to touch and force overtime, then try and take it from there. Crandop stunned up. They are touching as Jonah takes out Kevster. Yikwid's, I think he just went off the map there. He's not able to stay alive. And no one's going to be able to contest the payload. So no completion for Young and Beautiful, but they make the sizable dent in Nirvana. That is very defensible for them.
It will be, yeah, indeed. I think that having that amount of progress means you can potentially hold them there on point B, where it is very hard. Kevster, I actually really like what he did there. If you notice in the kill feed, he was only hitting body shots, but he was getting 30% damage boost from the Mercy. That's 36. 30% extra, and then he was getting the supercharger as well, so he was getting an extra 60 on top of that. So he's hitting 216 damage body shots.
I'm very grateful I didn't have to get the abacus out there for your chimp brain to do the maths. I'm very glad you could just pull through at the end.
Did you see some gears whirring?
The gears were spinning.
Whoa! I'm overheating, boys.
It's not proper.
Too much.
It's not proper gears. It's those play gears you like put on the poles and they're like massive, and you spin them yourself, and you just like see them go. I just imagine that like through your forehead.
Yeah, if you saw me on camera right now, I actually have like a small handle on the side of my brain, which I crank down again just to get the old gears whirring. Sometimes I have to get the WD-40 out. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Young and Beautiful. The gears need to be spinning for them.
And fast.
And very fast. Right?
Yeah.
Because right now they've got to defend AT and stop them from getting the completion if they want to walk away with at least the map win. Because I'll level with you folks. They're not getting anything else out of this series.
Yeah.
It's pride and a map win. That's it.
Tridd's out here. He's got to be the no man. I'm sorry. It's fine.
I'll be the bad guy.
He'll be the bad guy. I could be a good cop. Actually, I can't be a good cop. There's no real good situation here.
The good situation, pride, map win, highlight reel potential, depending on how you pop off here. Jonah, already looking to do that as he gets that first pick on the Kevster. A Bruce sweeps by, deals with the Mercy, so now FD God taking a long pathing back to his team. KSA pulled in, uses the take a breather to get back to his team. Behind the cover, AFOX takes the angle, but Jonah goes there to meet him and will take his head clean off, trying to extend the time bank burn they're setting up. But the payload's already in motion, Blank, and they've already removed this first wave of defense from Yab.
Already, Yab are forced to flee from Angry Titans. Who were starting to get a sizable ult bank. Yikwid's has to switch over to the hand zone, knowing that they're not chewing through the shield of Super Flute quick enough. Obviously, that's a 900 shield, and when he's saving the shields, that's an 1800 shield on demand. You need shield break, and you need it now versus Angry Titans. Otherwise, you're going to continue to see AFOX and Kevster pop off.
One ult closer to the edge, and he's about to shield break. As AFOX will take the high ground, and yet again, Blank looks disapprovingly at me. As more and more times I find ways to tilt him as we cast. Hook coming into Urki, pulls him in, and denied the healing by the biotic grenade. Fantastic use of that by Hooney to guarantee that pick onto that beefy target who keeps evading the pick.
He does get out of the way rather pronto. Bruson using the Matrix to great effect there. Make sure that the escape is made definite for Angry Titans here. Fat does actually pop the Valkyrie, so they might not have that for the next one. It's a bit cheeky there.
Swings in, swings out, swings back in. He's having a good time right now. Yeah, 2 minutes 15 on the clock. AT are moving on to that final stretch of point A. Halt there. Hook doesn't land. Kevster finds Yikwid's on the back line. There's that supercharger being dropped down by AT, but it's the return. Whole Hog coming out to try and shut everything down. Urki has that available. Is pushing him back. 2 kills so far. Need to recover. Make that freeze. The Whole Hog finds the third, and the supercharger will be taken out by the self-destruct. And they're now going to be able to take point A, make a dent on point B, and who knows where it goes from there, Blank.
Wonderful rotations from Angry Titans. They actually split Young and Beautiful in half, and now they got point B. And really, if AFOX can continue to get these picks here, the problem will be that they won't be able to get a good setup. But there we go.
Rolling.
Well played to Young and Beautiful.
They're brawling right now. AT need to pump the gas a little bit. No, pump the gas, pump the brakes.
Yeah, chill out a little bit.
Whoa, hold up. You got 4 minutes. Let's chill out a bit. Let's walk through point B. Let's not get too greedy and start making some of those unforced errors we keep harping on about.
Yeah, supper in the form of a 4-0 will be delivered if you do get to point C, but you're currently on point B. We're going to get through those greens first. You know how it is. You got to stay healthy. Angry Titans looking at having a Valkyrie online very soon, but Young and Beautiful want to start this one off strong.
Dragon Strike cuts through, but Jonah's head's been cut through by a bullet. Kevster being the one to deliver it with that Widowmaker yet again. You're going to have FD God moving forward to try and go for the res, and Shield Break wasn't there. Jonah will have to walk back from the spawn room. You can see the damage boost coming in, the healing coming in from Fat, who's popped that Valkyrie to reinvigorate. And Yikwit's finding the off angle of the Kevster with the Storm Arrow. There's that nano boost into the whole hog. Storm Arrow's trying to put him back, but he's too beefy, he's too tanky, and he's got the shield cover from Crandop to stay alive.
Nothing can be done here at all. Angry Titans are at an impasse right now, and it's that same place where it's so difficult to push through. A-Fox does pick up Jonah, but quick res comes through, and they will have that wall up again now, Tridd. Young and Beautiful, Supercharger now ready and available to kind of defend off the next push that comes through from Angry Titans. Again, there's another Valkyrie.
Yeah.
All it really gives them is that extra healing, extra damage boost while she's in the air as well. And Erky has that whole hog. That was very important to them on point A, but there's less ability to use it here when there's so many walls that are very quick to get to and hide behind.
Yikwit's able to use that dash to get back into cover after he's halted out of it. Now that Supercharge drops down for Young and Beautiful. We'll try and help accelerate the ult generation. They need to get a Blizzard online for Jonah. It really will burn through this time back quite sizably as AT still struggle to find a foothold in this second section. Until A-Fox goes in there with the double kill onto Huni and Yikwids and then follows up on the FD God. There's no stopping this man right now. Having one of his best games, I'd say, when it comes to flexing off his usual support hero pool.
Yeah, call this man Nick Cage, Two-Face over here. He has many faceted to him. He's got this huge hero pool available. We've seen him on the Zen, seen him on the Junkrat, now I see him on the Hanzo too. He's multifaceted.
You could have gone there with Billy D. Williams, Tommy Lee Jones, or Aaron Eckhart. And you would have... No, because that's face-off, not Two-Face. There was 3 Two-Face actors you could have had, and you missed them all.
Missed them.
Much like the Dragon Strike that just waves through the team. There's going to be the Blizzard from Jonah. Drop down, Super Pluke and Erky, they're caught in it, and the Fortify comes on just a little bit too late. Erky burned down by the damage. The payload, still not able to find the mark right now, and it keeps walking back. It was so close to completion, but Young and Beautiful will stabilize again and force AT to a sub 1 minute time bank.
Yeah, Young and Beautiful in a really good spot right now, and that Pride getting ever closer. Crandop once again got that Supercharger, and that seems to be the big thing that Young and Beautiful are springboarding off to create more ultimates and stay in this one. And Jonah switching over this May, that seems to be a big pick for them so far. No longer trying to contend with Kevster, who has obviously asserted dominance so far in this matchup.
He's T-posed when it comes to the Widow duel.
Yeah,
that's it. It's all over now. The wall comes up. Forcing an alternative angle, but guess what? AT aren't even there right now. Gonna try and deal with the turret because Erky, he's flexing again. Going over the Torpedo and drops the turret down. There's that self-destruct. Not gonna find out KSA. Crandop is very exposed right now. No shield, he's in the middle of everywhere. Turns it back around, stabilizes again. Pluke will find Jonah, goes down 25% towards that ult, but we're looking at Crandop to get his online and help the rest of his team as a stimulus package. Shots coming in on KSA. Getting him down low, and Bruce will finally take him down. This is good for AT, but they have not got the time bank to be messing around, especially when Yikwids gets the return kill onto Brucean.
Yeah, you cannot be faffing about here. Yikwids coming in.
Again! Oh! Okay, for Yikwid, you talked about proud.
There's the highlight reel.
You talked about pride. We talked about the highlight reel. Head held high, and the highlights will flow on from that. Overtime ticks down. Yab will not be 4-0. The consolation prize of Havana is theirs.
You get it in the end. Angry Titans will get their victory. Morning Stars, they're in playoffs now. Young and Beautiful, unfortunately, they will be relegated back, but you can be pretty sure to see those boys again.
They'll be back. They always do.
Yeah.
They try to get out, but you just keep pulling them back in. They just never get out of this one, caught in the vortex of Contenders, and they will probably be back when they go into trials. So take a look at some highlights from the second half of this series, and pretty much as fast as the first half was, but then it slowed down a little bit because Havana was definitely where Young and Beautiful truly came alive.
They seem to, and it's a little bit sad because there are a lot of moments where you watch Young and Beautiful and you're like, oh my God, this team is insane. It's also kind of sad because Yiquids is quite a young player. I believe he's 15 now. He was 14 last year when he was on 1 point. But this guy is really, really good. Like,
there's a lot of potential.
Yeah, a huge amount of potential. This guy is a very youthful prodigy, and we hope to see him more in the future. Obviously, you can't see him in World Cup. He is not quite 18 yet, but you could be sure to see him in the future, right?
Let's talk about World Cup 2022, 2023, depending on when his birthday is, and we'll see if he's around for then. We'll give him a call.
Yeah, we'll give him a bell. We'll give him a bell.
Give him
hey, Yiquids, you available?
You've been waiting a couple of years for this one, lad. Now's your time. Now's your year. Get in here. Start clicking some heads, and I'm going to just guess. Just headshot Jonak.
Oh, he'll go for it.
That's one for the highlight reel. There's a
will.
recap of today's scores. Obviously, we had that 5-game showdown that everyone was waiting for here.
Yeah.
Team Gigante ultimately edging out over Clockwork Vendetta, so they will secure first place, but Clockwork did enough to get that first round bye, so they will both go to the semi-finals, and their opponents will be decided in the quarters.
Very, very interesting. Obviously, we have playoffs coming through, which will be on that 2-2 lock. Very exciting, so don't miss out on it. You're most likely going to see a lot of different changes come through. Obviously, if you're watching Overwatch League at the moment, it is back on tonight, so you can watch that, see how 2-2 lock is going down there.
And the proof is in the pudding. Blank, there's your standing. So anything below 6th place right now, they're not in. Young and Beautiful, just to re-explain what's happening there with a specific interaction. You see an identical scoreline for Morning Stars and Young and Beautiful, but when they played each other earlier on in the season, Morning Stars came out as the victors, so they will take the 6th place.
That's even more rough because that was probably the closest game of the season. And it went all the way to the wire on that last map. It was 1-1. And if Young and Beautiful hadn't actually been able to get through on that one, they would be in playoffs right now.
Like, I'm losing my mind right now when you look at that bottom 3. 2-5 scorelines across the board. You have 1 matching map difference. And Choose Money Crew, they were only 1 behind as well.
Yeah, this has been a close season, Tridd.
Absolutely. That's exactly what I was going to jump onto next, Blank. Like, usually, I mean, yeah, Team Gigante did manage to get the double-digit map differential, but we usually see like a +11 in week number 4 or 5.
Team Gigante scraped by on that one too. Like 11 plus. They've done excellent this season, and they really pulled it around very, very early, right? And now they're looking to secure another victory in Contenders. Here's your standings for the playoffs.
Beautiful. I love that site. So we now know that HSL Esports will go up against Morning Stars by virtue of them being the 3rd seed. So they do get the, in theory, easier opponent. So Morning Stars do have an uphill battle on that one. And you have British Hurricane versus AT. What a matchup that is, because that's so historical when you look at the previous seasons, especially in 2018, of how those two teams usually shape up against each other.
You get a little bit of rivalry between Morphig and Bruce and carrying on the Young and Beautiful legacy. And also HSL Esports versus Morning Stars. Another great game. You get to watch Asking in a Widow duel up against Zapray, 2 excellent Widowmakers.
My goodness, what a showdown that will be. And then when you look ahead to the semifinals as well, Morning Stars, HSL Esports, I mean, you got to get Gigante. They're looking really strong this season, Blanket.
Scarily so.
Scarily so.